A glorious day in Newcastle, Hunter Stadium packed with some of the most passionate fans in the NRL. Of course, the Knights fans were humbled a little bit last week, and it doesn't get any easier against the resurgent Bulldogs this time around. But as the local legend joins us, Andrew Johns, one thing we can hold out to Knights fans, Andrew, is that 5 times already this season we've seen a team get smashed by 30 points or more, but then come back and win the very next week.
Yeah, I like the bounce-back theory, and I believe Newcastle, they can do that today. A few things in their favour, playing back here in Newcastle, but playing on a Sunday afternoon, this is when they love to play. The
team for Ultra Tune is the one change for Newcastle. Akuila Uate is out with a foot injury. That brings in Kevin Nguama.
Yeah, that's right. Another flying Fijian coming into the team. He's lightning quick, Kevin Nguama. Hard to replace Akuila Uate, but he'll do the job today in Nguama.
And as we check out the Bulldogs, we, of course, must note that if they win today, they're 5-5, and that puts them in exactly the same place as they were last year when they went on to win the minor premiership.
Yeah, it was funny. It was all doom and gloom about a month ago for the Bulldogs, but I think with their front rowers coming back, Sam Cassiano and also the Englishman James Graham, it's provided so much go forward and room for their smarter players wide of the ruck.
It is great to see the big boppers like Sam Cassiano back, so entertaining. But you like that Englishman, James Graham. You've made him your challenger key player.
Yeah, he's like a halfback for this team. He goes to the line, he's got so many options. He's a skillful front rower, like an Englishman of days gone by. You see there, runs the line with the ball in 2 hands, but it's the pre-line passing before he gets in the line, sets up his outside men, creates room for the passing play. Look at this pass there to Barber on the inside. All class. When he comes off the bench, just watch him. There he is, James Graham. His little short passes around the ruck.
And perfect conditions today for quality football. The stage is set for a really, really good contest. And to call it for you, Ray Warren.
Well, Cameron covered it in that preview there after their dreadful start of the season. The good news for the Dogs win today, and they will be in exactly the same situation as they were at the corresponding time last year when they went on to become the minor premiers. Crowd settling in here at Newcastle, not as big a crowd as I thought it might be. The sun is shining, there's hardly a cloud in the sky. And of course, Canterbury, buoyed by the return of several of their stars in recent weeks. And Chris Naninu comes back today after serving his 5 matches, and he's in the side today for Tim Laffey. Josh Morris hasn't seen the try line, scoring a 4-pointer in 12 games. His last try, round 26 last year, as Kurt Gidley takes Newcastle out. Well, Canterbury might have won more games against the Knights, but here at Hunter Stadium, Newcastle have been dominant, winning 11 of 17, including 6 of their last 8 here. The red and blue in abundance in the stands, particularly those people housed over on the eastern side of Hunter Stadium. No fewer than 5 changes to the team beaten by Canberra, and Kurt Gidley in the rather unfamiliar number of number 9 these days, the head bandage. Jared Mullen is back, and of course his value to the team is invaluable. His kicks have led to 6 tries, 2 40-20s, and forced 10 goal line dropouts this year. And he played 1 game of Origin, you might remember, back in 2007. And young Joseph Leilua, he comes into the side today. He debuted at 18 with the Roosters and played in that 2010 grand final. He was part this year of the New South Wales emerging Origin squad, and he's in for Tamana Tahu. So Jason Robinson and Gavin Morris are in charge of this game at the back end of round 10 of the Telstra Premiership for 2013. In Canterbury, are they on their way back into contention for the grand final? The kickoff goes straight through Ben Barber, and it actually hit the uprights, and it's eventually given by Barber to Eastwood, and Eastwood will play the ball 5 metres out from his own line, and here is Cassiano attracting the attention of Snowden and Gidley, and also Mason is in there. And so Sam Cassiano, the 122-kilogram front rower, he is one of the stars they were missing at the start of the year when they put up a record of 1-5. Now here is Pritchard, and Pritchard is put back just outside the 30-metre line. Tackle 4 gone for the men in blue and white from Belmore as Cassiano takes another run on this set. The opening set of the game, and Ennis scoots out from dummy half and puts a kick in that hasn't got a lot of depth about it, and well read by McManus, who dropped back in anticipation, and the ball went straight to him, and so then Canterbury pick him up and take him back 4 or 5 metres with Inu leading the defence. Tony Williams was in there as well. Here's Darius Boyd now. He'll play the ball on the 40-metre line. A clash of a couple of very good fullbacks, both Queenslanders, in Barber and Boyd today. The 18 going ahead is Nagama. This is the younger brother of Wes. 9 games for 7 tries. He's played all but one of those games last year. So he's a real try scorer. He can find the line. This is Leilua now, and plays the ball 40 away from the Canterbury line. Gidley goes asking the question, and Canterbury close ranks inside the 30-metre line. Then to Mullen, and Mullen puts a kick up, and it's going down towards Sam Perrott. It was raked on by Newcastle. That'll be 6 more tackles. So the tackle count resumes, and the referee's doing a good job there. Barber was stopped. He had no intention of passing the ball, and the referee called held quite early, which is good. So Canterbury then with Inu back inside their 10. He plays the ball, and the Holden Cup result, a big score for the Knights over the Dogs, 50 and 26 in the under-20 Holden Cup, and the penalty goes, the first of the game goes to Canterbury. It'll bring them out from inside their own 20. And so Reynolds, and that is the cause of the penalty, a hand on the ball from Leilua, and Reynolds, it is one of 4 players with Canterbury who recently have signed for extended contracts. This man was one of them as well, Greg Eastwood. He'll play the ball on the 40-metre line now, back to Inu, and Inu just drifts across the ground and picks up Barber before he goes away to Pritchard, running down the middle corridor of the ground, which is already covered fairly much by the shade of the grandstand, or the shadow created by the grandstand, played by Cassiano. Ennis, on it goes to Reynolds. Reynolds on to Williams, and Williams got away from Leilua. And he was tackled from behind. He lost the ball, and Leilua was able to pick up the ball and take it away for Newcastle. Roberts to dummy half. Snowden takes a run, and he picked on 2 of the biggest players. In fact, Eastwood makes the 3 biggest players in the Canterbury side, joining forces to stop the run of Snowden. Now Polongo is with the ball for Newcastle, playing his 150th first-grade game today, a career that has spanned South Sydney and Newcastle. And David Polongo, he won the George Piggins medal back at South Sydney in 2006. And now Canterbury's inside the 10, and Newcastle will get a good chance to go
10 metres
on the attack.
The line.
So just a little discussion between the club elders, and Mullen finds the line 12 metres away from the corner post on the eastern side of Hunter Stadium. Played then by, the tap taken by Kurt Gidley, and this is Mason. Mason playing the ball 7 metres out, and then it's come away from Gidley and gone to McKinnon. McKinnon in the back row today, right in front of the sticks, and Canterbury, as you can see, they've only got about 3 metres to spare. As Gidley throws a hurried pass, then I thought there was a knock on, but it's a penalty against Canterbury. They went too quickly at the ruck.
I think he's saying he reached around here and knocked down the arm of Gidley before he passed it.
Yeah, get onside. Wait there.
Innes is chatting with the referees. That's an unusual sight.
Wait for it.
Yeah.
Wait.
Here's Snowden then, taking it up towards the oak uprights. One of the game's good sponsors, and this is McKinnon with the ball now. He'll play it just out from the try line. Brad Fittler sideline, and Andrew Johns in the box with Gus today as Roberts gives it to Mason. And there's a conventional tackle, bringing him down by Reynolds. Now from Boyd to Roberts, now to Snowden, back to Gidley. Gidley then trying to bring them in. Rocco score! Rocco scores for Newcastle. Gidley, who played it beautifully and gave the ball precisely at the right time for Rocco to score the first try of the day.
Well, everybody here, attack and defence, was all heading east. There was only one fella heading in the right direction, and that's the man who scores the try. Watch as the ball filters across field here. Across field, across field, across field. All of a sudden, Rocco straightens up beautifully into a hole. Cuts back against the grain. And goes through like a hot knife through butter.
There's a very tight defensive line there for the Bulldogs. You see Kurt Gidley gets right across to Josh Morris there and opens the gap up between centre and wing. Normally, ball players don't get that wide. To say that the Bulldogs' defence was really compressed.
Josh Morris waited and waited as Rocco comes back, obviously to the plaudits of this pro Newcastle crowd, quite obviously, although Canterbury's well represented. Robbie Rocco. He's got a rock star's name, and he got a rock star reception as he came back behind the halfway line. Gidley then, the promoter of the try, stayed off him, stayed away from him, and then he gave it to Rocco. Now he converts the Rocco try. So Newcastle in Sunday football. They've pleased that bunch of supporters. They're 6-0 after 7 minutes. Day football from Hunter Stadium in Newcastle. Basking in this wonderful stretch of weather we're having here in Sydney and through to the Central Coast and the Hunter Valley. It's been absolutely marvellous weather. Here's McKinnon taking it ahead, and Brad Fiddler's doing sideline today.
Yeah, they'll be basking in the sunshine, Rose, but in the shade they'll be shivering. It is freezing in the shade. Wonderful atmosphere in the vicinity of 20,000 people, and the locals are cheering at the moment.
Forlongo on the 40-metre line, and McManus is over halfway. Then he's over the opposition 40. He takes it to Barber, and he's put down 20 metres out from the Canterbury line. Wonderful break by McManus. Now Mullen to Boyd, and Boyd holds it back and opts not to go to Gay Guy. And he plays the ball now, and it's gone back for Mullen, and Mullen puts a kick across. It's been fielded by Gidley. Gidley may have scored. No, it's a penalty. Double movement has been
You were
called.
stopped here, and then
No.
then you pushed it forward.
No way, mate.
That's what
I
happened.
caught the ball in the air.
Yeah.
I can't stop it, he's faster.
Yeah, but you had stopped, and then
I
you promoted
can't.
it.
No
It's
way,
okay.
mate.
Hey.
Mate,
The
that's...
penalty's gone.
Mate, I can't stop on the spot. I cannot stop on the spot there. I'm in the air.
Wait,
going this way.
I've
I
given you the
can't stop.
decision. Off you go now, Kurt. Wait.
Now what Kurt Gidley's saying here, that he will land and he can't stop even if he wanted to. He bounces and then bounces again. He was very passionate about it. Let's have another look. Beautifully placed by Mullen. Up goes Gidley. Catch. Down. Oh, I think he'd give it a little fudge.
I think he might have given
Pass the ball now.
just a little bit of a push.
A little bit of a fudge.
Still, I think if I'm looking for a defence attorney, he might well qualify for the job. Kurt Gidley.
Oh, he's a fighter.
Yeah. Kurt Gidley, QC.
Like all Newcastle captains, I think they run the game up here when they play at home.
This is Tolman.
Yeah, that Denny Badeiras. He's something else.
Hodkinson back inside to Pritchard, and back inside to Barber. Barber gets it away, and then gave it to Reynolds, who gave it to Barber. Well, then he's taken to ground like a cartwheel tackle. Players go in from all over the place. Barber is on the ground. Injured.
Back away, boys.
Take him away, Kurt. Take him away now.
Mick.
Boys, take him away.
Well, here's a big reaction.
Boys, we can't deal with it until you guys back away.
When players
Let's go,
react
boys.
like
That way,
this,
Sammy. Go that way.
you know that they think something is wrong.
Go there.
We've separated the players. Cooler heads have prevailed.
I'll go.
We will have a look at it. It was a bit of a ragdoll tackle. He sort of grabs him, Alea, turns him around, lifts him up, and bang, tips him over.
Still and nice move.
He's probably a little unfortunate with the landing area here. He pulls him around.
Yep. BJ.
It's awkward. And there was a huge reaction from the Bulldogs players.
A bit similar to a tackle on Isaac de Gois, wasn't it?
You left it, put him in a dangerous position. It's on report.
So he's put it on report. One thing in favour of Joseph Leilua, though there's not much in his favour at all.
Hold on, man.
He
Let me
didn't
go
put
to
a hand
Robbo?
Yep.
in between
One
the
ref,
legs,
couple
which
of
is
sets, dude. One ref.
adding to the
Get on your line.
severity, I think, of the way people view it. Just with brute strength, he picked him up and cartwheeled him. Now it's Tolman. So a dangerous tackle on report. And now Hodkinson and Barber and Morris held by an arm there by Gagai. I'm told he wants it called. And now here's Pritchard. And Pritchard reverses towards the line. Now Ennis and the dummies, and it goes long. Reynolds is held by McKinnon, got it off and away to Williams. Williams drops it on the ground, and it's with Tolman. It's pretty rugged stuff. Ennis to Reynolds. Reynolds across the face of Williams to Inu. Inu got the ball back, and it's gone to ground, and Snowden's got it. One-on-one, Eastwood has taken the ball from him. That's a penalty, Newcastle.
Two in it.
Well, he's ruled there were two in the tackle, so one must have dropped off.
Well, let's have a look. We just had a little frantic period of footy there, haven't we?
Got a problem for Tony Williams over
Barber's
there,
down
Great,
again.
thank you.
It's Tony Williams.
Tony Williams, is it?
I think in the tackle he gets the ball away here. The ball comes back on the inside from Inu to Tony Williams. He twists in the tackle. Oh, look at the knee. It's caught up there under Kirk Gidley.
Well, that's hardly a two-man tackle,
well,
sure.
It is hardly a two-man tackle. Josh Reynolds basically took no part, but the referee is stuck very firmly to the letter of the law. It was an innocuous participation by Reynolds.
Well, he hardly touched him, really.
It's a crazy rule anyway. I mean, when there's two in the tackle, one drops off. If the other bloke steals the ball, then it's a penalty. I mean...
But as you say to me, Rabbits, that's the rule book, isn't it?
Mate, I've said to Daniel Anderson face to face in front of you, I said, you've got to rewrite the rule book. There's things there that just make a laughing stock of it. But then again, he's probably not an author and hasn't had enough time to rewrite Tom Bellew's rule book. Here's laid lure, and he plays it, and Mason leaves the pink 40-metre line behind, reminding me that it is the Sunday of women's in-league football. And Snowden has been strong, quite strong for Newcastle. Gidley for McKinnon. McKinnon's over the 40-metre line, Canterbury's end of the park.
You locked him in.
Here's Mullen. He stabs this kick, and it's going down, and Barber eventually got an appropriate bounce, and he leaves a couple behind him. Make that four behind him. Almost the referee got in the road, and Rocco makes the tackle.
Rab's just watching Tony Williams coming back on side. I doubt that he'll be able to go the distance. He's hobbling on that ankle. Got caught under Kirk Gidley. Trying to walk it out, the big man, but he looks like he's in all sorts.
Josh Morris upended in a two-man tackle, and Mullen only just, I would have thought, escaped chastisement from the referee. Morris tipped up into almost a dangerous position as Reynolds kicks, and he kicks it straight to Boyd. I mentioned the fullback clash today. What about Queensland? Haven't they got some? Boyd and Barber here today, and there's probably two in front of them called Slater and Inglis, and I haven't included Bowen. Talk about a feast and a famine. It doesn't end with fullback either, as Mel Meninga will testify to. Here's McKinnon. That's a good, solid tackle by Eastwood.
Tony Williams has left the field. Rabbits.
Right, and here's Folongo. And Williams limps from the field. Here's the little kick by Mullen, and it's taken from in the field of play and running it back in goal by Sam Perrott. So it's been very good by Newcastle down on the attacking end of the ground for them. They've varied it up.
It's a real art, this kick from Jared Mullen, to be going at near full pace and then to slow yourself up, and the beautiful touch off the left boot to bring the ball down a metre before the try line to get a repeat. It's a real art in the modern game.
I'm making a little prediction here, Rabbits. There's going to be trouble between these two teams this afternoon. It just feels like one of those games that's on a tinderbox. There's a lot of energy from both teams and a lot of angry energy for some reason. The Knights coming off a loss and the Bulldogs trying to claw their way back into the competition. It's not going to take much to set this off.
With Mason running at Perrott and Inu. 1 and 2 defenders on the right side for Canterbury. That Friday night football that we just promoted for you, that starts at 7 again next week. Brisbane play the Dogs. Friday night, here's Roberts to Mason. And Mason is pulled down by Inu. Snowden, a dummy half, and he passed like the front row forward. Mullen turns it in for Rocco. Rocco looks for 2, gets it back to Gidley. And Gidley has taken a metre from the line. Wonderful tackle, Michael Ennis. 5 tackles gone Newcastle. The captain to play the ball, and he's backing away.
No. Just...
So here's Mullen. There goes the kick again. Over towards McManus. It's knocked down by a Bulldog, I think.
Both ways.
And it's going to be a Newcastle feed, I fancy. Yes.
Yep.
So this opening session of 16 minutes,
You grabbed him at the same time.
apart from a wee period,
off the mark.
has very much been Newcastle.
A lot of pressure here. A lot of pressure for the Bulldogs. Knights are throwing absolutely everything at them. They're really up for this afternoon. And the Bulldogs will do well not to concede another one right here. Scrum feed 10 metres out.
Ben, pull it together.
The Dogs trying to win their 4th game in a row. As Mullen goes away for Nagama, who's somewhat of a try-scoring wizard. This younger version of the Nagamas. And here is Polongo playing the ball in front of the uprights, 10 metres away. Snowden dummies, but Graham is on. He came on for Williams, and he and Tolman, or yes, it was Tolman and Graham that made the tackle. Now McKinnon. Here's Mullen, and chips, and here's Nagama. He's over and scored. That's his 8th try in 10 games of first-grade football. Kevin Nagama. Beautifully read. The kick was from Mullen, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think it was premeditated. The way that the head start there from Kevin Nagama, I think maybe they might have had a chat at the scrum. But you see Mullen gets the ball and just stops on his run and puts the ball on a dime. What a kick. Built pressure, 2 repeat sets with his kicks, and then lays a try on with a beautiful left foot chip over the top.
Great wall replay. Andrew, this kid Mullen, he got a little taste of Origin in 07, and then he lost it.
He got a taste early. He was in first grade when he was 17, and he went straight to the top and got a taste in 2007 against, as we know now, as once in a generation team in the Queensland team, once in a lifetime. And it sort of burned him for a while, knocked his confidence around. Look, I see him as a representative player. But he reflects the Knights of today. The big thing for Jared is consistency.
How do you rate him then alongside Maloney and Carney and Sutton?
Well, I rate him right up there because I know what he can do. I know how he can control the game. And
is it possible for you to leave Bias out, because I know you're very friendly with him?
Well, I'll ask
I
Gus.
seem to recall, didn't you, if they couldn't find accommodation for him in Brisbane, you said you'd give him your room?
When was this?
I thought I read that somewhere in 2007. I'm pretty sure I did read it too. You know I did. Here's Gidley, and he's bringing it back. It's going to make it. So Gidley converts Nagama's try, and for the moment it's all Newcastle. 2 converted tries for Newcastle. The first at the 6th minute for Robbie Rocco, and the second for Kevin Nagama. 12 minutes later.
Well, it's a bit of deja vu for both sides here. The Bulldogs gave away a big start against the Warriors last week and ran them down. And the Newcastle Knights, I think in their last couple of appearances, have held big leads only to go on and lose to the Sharks and the Raiders. So both sides have been in this position before.
Quarter of the game gone. And McManus in a dummy half and just inside the 40-metre line. Newcastle's end of the game. Snowden.
They look more determined, though, today, the Knights. I know the last couple of games they've held big leads, but they weren't convincing tonight. They looked far more convincing today in their attitude.
Yeah, they're a different team at home, but Sunday afternoon, this is when the players up here like to play. This is what the fans like. Look at the crowd that's turned out today. This is the bread and butter for Newcastle.
They love their Sunday footy up here.
That's right.
Perrott. Brown. Winger playing it to winger, and a penalty goes to Canterbury, to the Dogs.
Well, that was a bit lucky for the Dogs because they were going nowhere. They looked a bit raggedy there, and they've picked up a cheap penalty so they can get themselves in a little bit better formation and come up with something else.
Looks like Finucane is on out there. Their bench is so impressive. Hallertau, Jackson, Graham and Finucane. Hodkinson away to Pritchard, and he held it back and then gave it. That didn't find the touchline.
Easy, boys, whistle's gone.
He's saying forward pass, is he?
He must be saying that because the touch judge didn't raise his flag.
Yeah.
This is the 7th annual Harvey Norman Women in League round, and the NRL have created a Women in League social hub. There are some great prizes to be won, so take a photo and share it on social media. Use the hashtag Women in League and then go to nrl.com/Women in League to check out all the photos.
Back rows in, arms around.
Did you know I was putting photos of you on Twitter regularly? You didn't know, did you?
Back rows in, arms around. Tighter, Kurt.
No, I didn't know that. I mean, it doesn't take very much to entertain a mind like yours. That's all I can say.
The fans love it.
Gagai.
Behind the scenes with Rabs.
You've had an absolute smorgasbord on me during the week, that's for sure. Here's Rocco. He's not on The Voice tonight, is he, Robbie Rocco?
He's a rock star.
He's a rock star.
I'm going to call him rock star from now on.
Gama, 40-metre line. Knights tackled in the opposition 13 times as opposed to 4. McManus, and it's played to Boyd, and Boyd, he lost his footing, which aided the tackle by Finucane. And here is a kick from Mullen that is screwed off the boot, and Barber in the squat position takes the ball. Barber then playing it for Reynolds, and Reynolds is met by Mason and pulled down.
I just wonder if Brad Fittler can tell us if there's any breeze down there. It appears that a couple of those kicks have been held up there.
There's a little bit of a breeze that's coming from the south. You see the little Macca's flags of the northern end of the field.
Here we are, boys.
And the Australian flag at the southern end of the field.
So the breeze is behind the Bulldogs at the moment.
Absolutely.
Did you see the back of rugby league?
So what is it, Brad? Is it a
It's a southerly, Rabbi.
southerly
It's a
coming
southerly out of the south.
coming out of the south?
You remember.
Oh, it goes down good at guest speeches, let me tell you, Brad. And then one can embellish it a bit more with other material you've handed off.
He's been gold.
This referee's got a sort of a Gatsby-type haircut,
Yeah, I
hasn't he?
like it.
I do too.
I'm wearing 1930s.
I don't think it'll work for Gus. The last one he tried didn't work, so we might give it a shot, Andrew. Here's Gagai. 30 metres out from Canterbury's line. Polongo. Now, Snowden. There's a bit of spirit in everything they're doing here.
They're terrific.
He gave him the silent treatment, Bennett, during the week, apparently. It looks like it's worked on some of them. This is Roberts, taken down by Reynolds. So the 4th tackle is gone. Gidley, Mullen turns it in for Rocco. He's become a bit of the go-to man. Played by Rocco on the last. Gidley goes close to the ruck's edge and he's held. That'll be changeover.
Last tackle. Just release, boys. Stand easy.
Something different.
Back up, Knights.
Easy up, Dylan. Off the ball. Get off the ball.
He's pretty mobile, the rock star, Joey, isn't he?
Easy, boys.
He's got good footwork.
Yeah, 2 years ago, he was playing local league up here in the Newcastle competition for Curry, and he was playing on the wing.
Willie.
So I think all through his juniors, he was an outside back. And like a lot of the back rowers these days, got into the gym, put some weight on, but still has kept that mobility and footwork. Look at this. Goes to the line, bit of the right foot step. It's a good story, actually. He was in the juniors and then somehow didn't sort of kick on, went back to the local league and got picked up again. And
Back you come.
playing really strongly.
Okay, hold, wait for it.
Stay square, boys. Sit on it.
Curry. I think that was the home of John Sattler?
He's got the most Australian representatives from any club in Australia.
And here's Graham.
Where's Mido?
Inside the 20-metre line. Played by the Englishman, and this is Brown. Barber then keeping the roll going with Tolman. I mentioned 4 of them have extended their contracts, and Tolman, Eastwood and Reynolds, 3 of them. The other is Pritchard. Hodkinson's kick is taken by Nagama. Try scorer for Newcastle today. Check that injury with Tony Williams right now. Brad Fiddler.
As Cuthbertson and Costigan go onto the field, just spoke to Harry Harris. He said that they're just going to give it a scrap, but they haven't given up hope that he'll play a bit more part in this game.
Cuthbertson on the 40-metre line. Costigan. It didn't take them long to get involved. Cuthbertson and Costigan. Snowden. Graham working over the top there of the tackle by Jackson. And now Mullen plants it down in vacant space. It'll go dead, will it? Yes. So it'll come out to the 20 for the restart by the Dogs, but not a great deal of urgency about their sprint back there.
No, they've been doing all the defending, haven't they? All the hard defending at their own end of the field. They've only had the brief visit at the other end to do some attacking football, but they just look out of sorts a little bit, the Bulldogs. No real rhythm to their game at all. All the good stuff coming from the Knights.
Tolman again. Pritchard sweeping it behind to Hodkinson. And he's forced back by the defence, the strength of the defence from Gagai. Now for Pritchard. Graham again. Reynolds. Kicking high down towards Boyd. Boyd guarding the northern try line for Newcastle. Costigan's the new, I wouldn't say the new dummy half, but he was on that occasion. The block tonight follows the news at 6:30. The block sky high at 6:30. With Scotty Cam and company. And here is Roberts deciding he might just have a run, and he found a bit of space straight in behind the play the ball. Now it's McKinnon, one of the many players that have been attracted to Newcastle by Wayne Bennett. Gidley, Mullen, he has to hurry the kick as Graham puts a challenge on him, but it is with Canterbury's Brown. And a penalty.
Get off the ball.
Canterbury, get off the ball, he said. The tackle's been made. Get off the ball.
Just watch this James Graham, Rabbits. Every time he gets the ball, the whole team moves. Like some blokes will hit the ball up and maybe 1 or 2 will support him. When James Graham goes forward, the whole team gets on the front foot and goes with him. He's pushing away all the time. People are pushing into holes around him, so he obviously brings them to life.
Josh Morris going across the ground, and the pass has bounced twice away to Barber. Roberts pulls him down with a low tackle. And now Krishnan Inu from dummy half gets it to the Newcastle 40-metre line. And Ennis, then Tolman. Oh, what happened to Tolman? Everything went wrong. I thought for a moment he might have pulled a hamstring or something, but suddenly decided to play the ball. Hodkinson wrapping around. And here's Morris getting it down to Barber. Barber's put on the ground. And the tackle of Gagai. Hodkinson. Down to Boyd, and Boyd, they let him land, and then they put him on the ground. Reynolds and Jackson is out there now. Garma, Kevin. Second tackle for Newcastle, 10 away from their try line. Roberts to McManus, and McManus is a big thing. Big lad. Kennan. Gidley's come off the field. We'll get Brad to check on him. Snowden's off as well as the kick is driven down the ground to Barber. And he goes away to Sam Perrott, who scored 5 tries in his last 3 games. The former Rooster. So Waddell has gone on and Gidley has come off. Travis Waddell, who was offered a life raft, really a football life raft by Wayne Bennett almost at the start of the season. Gidley off. The check on him, he looks okay. Here's a bust made by Graham, and he's put down by Boyd. Now from dummy half, it's gone on Hodkinson. Pritchard pulled down by Mullen and Rocco. Played back and away it goes to the 5'8" Reynolds. He puts it into the corner. The big men go up, and McManus comes down with it.
BJ Lalua, penalty Bulldogs.
Penalty Bulldogs.
They're saying BJ Lalua here has taken out a Bulldog chaser.
You know what it'll be.
Yeah.
BJ took out one of the runners.
Yeah, it's on here. Robbo, it's on here.
Bit silly. McManus looked to have this covered. And Lalua, you know, he's all he's looking at is Inu. He's not looking at the ball whatsoever. It was a bit silly.
When you're ready, Mick.
He's been in trouble a couple of times today. Joseph Lalua.
Bulldogs need a try here.
Well, it could be coming here, and it's come away to Hodkinson. Pritchard pulled down. Good online defence by Newcastle. Can they hold it? Ennis gets it on. The 17 is Finucane. They might have held him up and turned him over. I think they did, yes.
Tackle 3, boys. Sorry.
This is Finucane with a charge. I was talking about their bench earlier. And it's not many weeks ago we were talking in a beaten side how the Jacksons and the Finucanes were the best for Canterbury. Now they're back on the bench. Here's a ball thrown out by Cassiano. It's gone now over with the halfback, Hodkinson. Plays it 10 metres out, and Ennis goes to Reynolds. Reynolds goes to Inu. And Inu is taken by Leilua and Roberts. Newcastle holding at the moment. It's come off the boot of Reynolds. Up goes Morris. It came off his hands. And it's
play the knock-on, boys.
Got to be the knock-on played first. So we'll take a break. Newcastle will get the ball. 12-0 the score. Gagai playing the ball as you come back to us. Newcastle leading.
The say, Rabs, the Bulldogs attack. It's really frantic today. Have a look at the stats. 8 offloads to 0. When you're offloading so much, it's really hard for your halves to put on your set plays. They really look out of sorts, the Bulldogs.
Another run by McManus. This is Waddell. Hasler, one of the coaches involved in this game today, that between them have won 4 of the past 7 grand finals. Bennett, of course, has won 7 in all, and Des has won a couple. But they basically have owned the last 7 premierships. Let's update some injuries with Brad Fittler.
Yeah, there was no injury to Kirk Hill. He gave him the nod. He's just getting a rest for 30 minutes in the middle, mate. No drama there.
Well, he's got his boot off.
He's all right. He doesn't lie, Gids.
So,
Thank you, sir.
it obviously must be just a habit or a trait that he's got. When you come to the bench, you take a boot off and get somebody to work on it.
Darius,
I
make sure
know.
you're tight.
That's Mason.
Arms around.
He's had it heavily strapped before the game, but that's nothing unusual for a footballer. But that's obviously giving him a little bit of trouble. Here's Graham, 15 out from his own line. Rocco's not well. Rocco is crawling back, and as he was crawling back, Costigan was backpedaling and fell over the top of him. And now a penalty goes to Canterbury. So they just got a bit scrappy there, all because Robbie Rocco, who just disappeared through the bottom left-hand corner of the screen, he took a knock.
Well, this is a crucial 4.5 minutes for the Newcastle Knights. They've been run down after big leads in their last couple of games. A try here to the Bulldogs will have them going to the half-time break a little deflated, despite the fact they've been the better team.
Finucane playing the ball. Ennis. Now Reynolds. Now Jackson. Jackson is taken by Roberts. 30 metres away. Inu goes from dummy half, turns it back. It's back with Jackson. And Jackson is out of a tackle and he takes it down to the 10-metre line. So Ennis sweeps it away. And now it's gone from Grove to Pritchard. Pritchard's over. And it's more than ironic that they ran the play at Robbie Rocco, who was stunned, as I said, at the other end of the ground. And he was certainly a vulnerable target for this big man, Pritchard, to run at.
Yeah, as soon as Graham gets the ball, again, as I said earlier, everyone comes to light, and there's a lot of movement in the back. Watch as Graham goes to the line with Pritchard. There's players out the back. Hodgkinson, see the line there running out the back, and that attracts the Newcastle defence. On the Great Wall replay, he goes to the line, he feigns out the back to play short. Mullen is caught flat-footed. Rocco hasn't got the energy, and Big Frankie crashes over alongside the post. That's wonderful play by James Graham.
Frank Pritchard, who has signed for another 3 years with the Dogs. Hodkinson's kicking record, by the way, has been outstanding in recent times. 14 from his last 15 over the past 3 weeks. A youngster who came to Canterbury from Manly. Hodkinson from close range. He converts the Pritchard try. So 12-6 with half-time 2 3/4 away. Brad?
Yeah, it shows you how good this bloke is. He normally gets the ball when the defence is coming at him. This time he gets it on the run. They're flat-footed. Mullen's going right, and Rocco just not strong enough to take a hard run on Pritchard.
That was great play by Graham. He goes to the line without a plan in his head. And you could see it there. He had eyes for Jared Mullen. And once Jared Mullen hedged his bets and was looking for the player sweeping out the back of Pritchard, that made his decision. That's select passing. The best halfback in the world would be proud of.
I was just out to say, Andrew, have you ever seen a front rower who plays more like a halfback than James Graham?
No, never. And remember when he signed out here, I was asking Matthew Gidley, current CEO of the Knights, what sort of player he was. He played with him at St Helens. He said he's one of the best players I've played with. So that's a huge run.
There's been plenty of front rowers come out from England that play or played more like a halfback. They used to have a production line of ball-playing props as long as your arm. So this ball has gone dead and recovered by Boyd. Morris has got a burner, clutching at his right arm. You're looking at Cassiano and Eastwood and Williams, the run-on back row for Canterbury. They total 335 kegs. Newcastle totals 309, so there's about 26 kgs there.
Well, look at that.
And here's Canterbury coming up with some dregs. And Inu it is, who's got Leilua with him, and Costigan in 15.
Less than a minute left on the clock, but this could be crucial.
Reynolds goes on to Jackson, flicks it out the back, and Inu got an unexpected ball. 12 metres out. 40 seconds at the half remaining. Jackson. Deep and long to Reynolds. Reynolds cut down by Waddell. Here's Ennis going to Graham, the man of the moment. Now Ennis again. This time to Reynolds. Behind Pritchard to Hodkinson. Hodkinson to Barber. Barber holding on and standing up, trying to get rid of the ball. Touch judge said he's not into touch. Last tackle Canterbury. Hodkinson. Ball going towards the uprights. It's hit the uprights and gone dead.
Penalty 10 metres out. Penalty 10 metres out. Sims hit on the kicker.
Penalty.
Shoulder charge.
Well, they're saying now a shoulder charge here. Maybe on the kicker. After he kicked the ball. Let's watch Hodgkinson after he kicks the ball. They were lucky that the ball hit the upright and they didn't concede a try. Hodgkinson,
Yeah, well, if we think it's a penalty, we'd penalise it.
Oh dear.
Was it late or just contact with the
Unnecessary.
That's Rocco who's been penalised. So here's the kick by the halfback for Canterbury. So there's the half-time break. It's 12-8 with the home side in front.
Half-time at Hunter Stadium, and the home side is happy because the Knights 12 are leading the Bulldogs 8. Phil Gould to take us through the stats, and possession completely even there, Phil, but it was the Knights who started stronger.
Yeah, look, there's not much in those statistics. There's not much in the game, other than the fact that the Knights have been very ill-disciplined. 8 penalties to 3 in favour of the Bulldogs. The Knights will have to fix that up if they hope to win this game. They open the scoring here today with a lovely try to Robbie Rocco. Kurt Gidley will go across field here. Robbie Rocco straightens up, straight into the hole, beats Ben Barber, scores alongside the post, 6-0 in favour of the Knights. Kevin Naguama was the beneficiary of a lovely little kick here from Jared Mullen. Outside the defence, straight into his belly. The Knights would lead by 12. And just before half-time, James Graham with a beautifully timed pass to Frank Pritchard puts him alongside the post. A penalty goal before half-time for our score of 12 points to 8 in favour of the home side.
So here's Canterbury coming back for the resumption of play. Having looked through their ranks to see what's doing with Tony Williams, but information we had was that he wouldn't take any further part. They would get through the day with 16. Josh Morris, of course, he'll be very much in contention for that Origin side. Incumbent. Mullen is taking the Knights out. Gidley in a break. Crowd having a wonderful time, just interrupted a little bit by that try for Canterbury. A little bit of the ecstasy out of the crowd. Gidley back on the bench. Top deck of the stand, still getting some sunshine. Second half of the game then underway off the boot of Krishnan Inu. And Newcastle back solidly to a point just inside the 20-metre line. with Sims, who's out there now. Corbin Sims, the youngest of the brothers. This is Cuthbertson. Talk about a family that can play football. The Sims family. The daughter, she plays for Australia.
What do they call it? Her name's Ruan.
Oh, I don't know. I'm not quite sure how to pronounce her name, but I met her mum the other night. And she's a lovely lady, very proud of the achievements of the kids in the sports arena. Sam Perrott. What's the story on Tony Williams, Brad?
Mate, he won't be back today, Rabs. Won't be back.
All right, so Williams gone for the day officially. Played by Inu, and now Reynolds. And Reynolds swung around on the hurdy-gurdy before giving it back to Inu. It's Jackson, who comes from Mudgee, which reminds me next Sunday we go to Mudgee again. We were there for City Country last year. We go back with the Eels up against the Titans at Glenwillow Sporting Complex. Beautiful ground, beautiful town. So we look forward to going up there again next Sunday for Parramatta up against the Titans. You doing that game?
I am. I'm hiring a helicopter.
Oh, well, I'll come with you. Just for the hell of it, thank you. So I won't need a car pass?
Nope.
This is Gagai.
They've got to remain positive here, the Newcastle Knights.
Oh, that's a knock on. Oh, no, he's penalised them.
That's a help. They've held big leads. Their last couple of games have been run down. They led 12-0 here today. Suddenly it's 12-8. They do have the breeze at their back. I'm expecting Jared Mullen to kick them home to victory here, if they can.
I was just thinking to myself, when they're up against it with their backs to the wall, the call from the Newcastle side would be Raiders. Well, they've gone down by 10 to the Sharks earlier today. Cronulla beating Canberra 30-20. Team that put 44 on Newcastle unanswered. Gee, they're strong meters, and then an offload from Cuthbertson. Costigan tramples over the top of one, tries to get rid of another. Great passage of play and a penalty to Newcastle.
Wow, yeah, he did.
Come up with the leg of Costigan. That was Cuthbertson at his brilliant best.
Tyrone, we're here.
Stay on the goal line.
Reynolds might have a problem with his shoulder here.
Tyrone.
Is it the shoulder? 17. The Newcastle Sim. Corbin plays it back to Waddell. Waddell goes high, taken in by Mullen. Here's Rocco. And Rocco decides maybe the reversing trick will work. Here it is with Cuthbertson now. He's a good man to follow. There it comes. And that's Waddell. Waddell gets it out. Through from Boyd. Gone on Mullen. Mullen away to Gagai. Dane will play the ball just inside 10. 12-8 Newcastle. Penalty. Again goes to Newcastle.
Too slow.
Ball after the tackle had been made. So the penalty count, which was savage against Newcastle, is, surprise, being levelled up in the early part of the second half. Close to the Canterbury line. Sims it is. Now Cuthbertson tries to go between Jackson and Cassiano without success. Waddell tried to rake at his arm, and then he goes away, and Sims runs into Cassiano, and the 122 kilos of him drops on top of him. Now it's out to Mullen. Mullen goes to Rocco, and Rocco is held by Hodkinson, and another penalty to Newcastle.
Mate, we've been calling him for 45 minutes and he hasn't been back. Hey, Josh.
Offside, he said. I've been calling him for 45 minutes.
Well, why didn't they penalise him in that 45?
Cuthbertson. Could you just ask me the question at another time? They're 5 metres out from the line with 5 tackles to go. Now it's come on, and it's gone on to Roberts, and this is McKinnon, and McKinnon is pulled down by the dog. Inside the 10-metre line. 12-8, Newcastle leading. Roberts throws the big dummy, but the Ennis doesn't buy it, and neither does Pritchard. Played to Waddell. Now back for Sims. There's not much organisation. Here's a chance. It's a try for McManus. Just as I was about to utter the phrase, there's not much organisation in it, which is not a phrase but a sentence. The ball bounces beautifully from McManus. And Newcastle had scored.
Darius Boyd playing fullback. I think his best position is 5'8", and this is why. He gets the ball here, and you're right, Rabs, on the Great Wall replay. There's nothing doing, but he's got the vision and the skill to put the ball in behind there for James McManus. I just think as a fullback, he doesn't get his hands on the ball enough. That's great skill.
You often see this, you know, a player will bobble a ball, or he'll juggle it, or the ball will hit the ground because it's a loose pass, and from that play a try is scored. Well, there's a typical example of a bloke who got the ball and didn't know what to do with it. He sort of just pirouetted, and nothing was happening, and the defence half stopped. Ennis is arguing with the referee for change, but yeah, they sort of stopped, didn't they?
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, the fullback's got the ball, Darius Boyd, and he thought, well, look where the defence is. There's a big gap out here. I'll just rubber kick it in behind the line, and McManus picks up the try. But it often happens, you know, a ball is juggled or dropped, or the ball falls along the ground. Or
What you're saying, capitalising what you're saying, is sometimes disorganisation can disrupt.
Now, I wish I'd have said it that way. See, I went into a long-winded explanation, and all I had to say was disorganisation can disrupt.
See, the editor wants 1,000 words from you, so you give him 1,000.
Yeah.
When you could abbreviate it, and you'd have nothing in the paper. Here's the kick from Roberts, and he's got it there with a little urging in the finish. We'll take a bit. Sunday football on 9. I'm just repeating again, we're off to Mudgee next Sunday. With Parramatta up against the Titans. Here's Corbin Sims coming back and beating the tackle of Finucane. Didn't beat Jackson and Graham. And this is McKinnon with the ball. Friday night, of course. 7 o'clock start on Channel 9 and the network in New South Wales and Queensland. We're going chronologically. Brisbane versus Canterbury in Sydney at 7 p.m. the telecast, and that'll be followed by the Tigers versus the Cowboys. So New South Wales and Queensland getting the same game at 7 p.m. the preview. Waddell, oh, that's an awful pass for a dummy half. Rocco, then he gives the pass to Mullen, and he drops it down at Mullen's feet. Maybe they think a bit of sloppy play is the way to beat these blokes. Here's Perrott. And very good footballer playing the ball there. This is Finucane.
Yeah, he did. He still made contact high.
Yeah, well,
back away.
This is a penalty straight out of the book. He still made contact with the head, even though the runner is forward.
well, he falls right into it, doesn't it?
Yeah, exactly right, you know.
There's not much the defender could have done.
You see, you can teach whatever you want to teach to these sort of people, and it's the same with all of us. It's very hard to teach discretion. Oh, and Cassiano loses the ball, all ends up. Rocco is with it, he's under Hodkinson's tackle. Now, Costigan. Almost to the pink 40-metre line. It is Sims. Completions there for you. 23 from 25. Wayne would be happy with that. 17 from 23 for Dev. Here's Roberts. He's through. He got it away to Boyd, and Boyd's over. Newcastle again. It's scored. Roberts snuck through. Boyd backed him up. And he said, give it, give it, give it. And Boyd has scored.
He's got one of the most deceptive dummies in the game, Tyrone Roberts. Well, it has to be, because people keep falling for it. It would be on the Bulldogs tip sheet all week. Don't take any dummies, don't take any dummies, don't take any dummies. What's he do? He dummies and goes straight through. Boyd backs up, muscles his way to the in goal, and that's a great try. But just looking at it head on, what gives it away? What is it that gets him through the line? Is it the head movement, the footwork, the eyes? What do you think, Joey?
Well,
what's the good part of the dummy?
Well, that time it was the change of pace and the footwork. It was well done from Tyrone Roberts. Looked up and saw the mismatch one-on-one with Sam Cassiano. And you see he changed his speed. He went from going at a fast pace and then idled his run. And what that did, that made Sam Cassiano stop. Once you stop a big man, they're pretty hard to start up again. And got him on the outside.
Well, he's had a most imposing presence in the second half, which is not all that old at the moment. About 12 minutes old. He put the kick in after he had lovely vision of the game. A kick in that bounced well for McManus to score the 36th. And now he's supported Tyrone Roberts, who converts the try. Who he set up there for Darius Boyd. Brad Fittler on the sideline.
They're about to highlight a couple of poor plays from Sam Cassiano. As this is happening, he's just walked past it. Desert decided he needs a rest. He dropped the ball in the first tackle after a penalty. And he's got stood up by the young halfback. Nice bit of play by the halfback too, because if you remember the first half, he's gone for the dummy and got absolutely smashed. So we can't question his bravery.
So Big Sam has been hooked. Inu goes for the kick that gives the chasers plenty of time to go way down the ground, and as a result Newcastle's Snowden gets it only 15 metres out from his line. This is Cuthbertson. You've seen two examples of his ability to offload. Something that really featured in his game when he was back at Manly, Adam. I'm not sure he took it to the Sharks and the Dragons. We're seeing it quite prevalent today, though, his ability to offload. A youngster who used to wear the headgear, and I swore blind it was Graham Eadie underneath the headgear, but it looks nothing like Graham Eadie without it. Boyd, light stepping, 24-8. Knights have doubled their score since half-time. Mullen, left foot kick high. Barber taking it in. Gagai is with him. He went out onto the ground. Floor manager Tony Chalmers, who you remember played that brilliant career with Balmain and Parramatta. He works for us now. He went out and asked Dane, how do you pronounce this? It's driving the commentators mad. He said he wants to be called Gagai. Play by Reynolds there, and the penalty goes to Canterbury. So they're back in favour with the referee now, penalty-wise.
This was the footwork of James Graham here. Great right foot step. Cade Snowden was coming from the outside trying to blindside the Englishman. It was the late right foot step. He's got his team the penalty.
Going to get him back out there, the captain. Trouble playing, well, it's not a problem for Cameron and Robbie, but he's hurt. I don't know whether he'd enjoy this break that he has to have when he plays 9. Here's Inu. 10 away. Canterbury scores here. And then a real question will be asked of Newcastle. Ennis with Graham, and Graham goes on to Reynolds and back, then to Jackson, gets rid of the opposition defence, picked up by Cuthbertson, and he'll play the ball back in his own 10. McKinnon.
I'm not feeling it with the Bulldogs today. They just look out of sorts. It was a nice try before half-time that Graham laid on for Pritchard, but other than that, their whole attacking games look clunky to me.
Play by Gagai. Here is Nagama.
You understand what I mean by clunky, Rabbits?
Is that?
It looks clunky, doesn't it?
Yeah. Like, not much you mean by clunky?
It looks like the wheel nuts are off or something. The wheels are wobbling.
Yeah, they haven't tightened the nuts up on the wheels. That's what's happened. So stop down the road here and have them checked. Here's Barber. Now Brown. Talking of pronunciations, Johnny Gibbs and Fatty Vorton have got a radio show going these days. They interviewed Matt Gillette yesterday, but he wants to be called Matt Gillett. He said Gillette's wrong. It's Gillett. Thank you, Matthew, for letting me call you by the wrong name for 2 or 3 years. Not just me either. Now it's gone away for Tolman. Just on their own side of the halfway, Canterbury with Ennis back and across eastward. McKinnon's got him. He drops it on the ground, bounces a couple of times. There's this disorganisation again. And here goes McManus, steps and beats 3. Goes inside 30. Barber's after him, and so too pulling him down is Inu. See, there it is, just what you're talking about. Roberts, back, Gidley, Mullen, in ball, Boyd, circle run, coming back, looking for McManus. Would have obstructed had he gone behind Snowden. Plays the ball, 8 metres out, northern end.
That's
and
rubbish.
It's a penalty to Newcastle.
Watch McManus's leg here get caught up and tangled up. This is what Willie Mason's blowing up about.
Jeez.
It's always annoying to the big bloke when the little bloke's mouthing off. There's nothing you can do. You can't win, can you, Rabbits? I mean, if you belt him, you're going to be the worst bloke in the world.
It's like a fox terrier picking on an Alsatian.
If you chase him, he's going to run away from you, make you look stupid.
Have a look at the size of him, Ben. Think about it.
He's got right under Willie's skin there.
Think about it, Ben. So Gidley takes the 2 points. We will take a break and be back in just a moment. There they are, the protagonists. Fasten your seatbelts. This could be very interesting as Inu kicks off to start this next session. Roberts takes it, and McManus. Is it McManus that brings it back? In fact, it's Big Snowden. Here's Willie. Runs into Graham and Inu. They put him down.
Well, he's got to get past a lot of people to get to Benny Barber. I told you this had happened today.
Right.
I said this had happened.
You guys get back here. Off you go. Hey.
Willie, you've got the ball at the moment.
Hey, just
Wow.
penalise him, mate.
Well,
Penalise him.
you've got the ball at the moment. I'll fight it.
There'll be
Right.
tackle 2 on the whistle.
He'll tell you when. With your
On the
foot.
whistle, tackle 2.
This will blow up. It's been going to happen all day.
McKinnon. Oh, that's a rake. That's a rake. Newcastle's penalty. Oh, he's gonna call the captains out here, I think. Ennis is out.
Far away, Josh. Far away, mate.
I can't do anything about strip penalties or anything like that. Forearms to the face, things like that. You need to control your team's discipline.
So Ennis. This is the previous incident. Here's the one that brought the penalty. A jolting tackle, and then it's against this man Tolman. Now Snowden takes it up and he's put down by Jackson.
Come on, Willie.
Here goes Willie now. Down to the 30-metre line.
Well, he's trying to get past all these blokes to get to Benny Barber. I don't think they're going to let him through.
Little Ben's at the back laughing every time they tackle him.
Willie's going to have to chip kick it and chase to get to him.
Gidley goes away from the Cuthberts and play the ball. 12 metres out from the Canterbury line. It's 26-8 in favour of Newcastle. Now Roberts, and Roberts goes short to Snowden, and Snowden is 2 metres from the line on 5. And here they go to the blind side. McManus, I think he might have lost it.
got to be tackle 6, mate. We have no try. Check the grounding.
I think he spilled his lollies here.
Just going back to that argument between
Let us go
Barber
through
and
the
Mason.
process. Enough from you.
I think it was Inu that, I don't know whether he meant to do it, but he was the one that twisted this bloke's leg into that incredible position. And then for somewhere or other, Barber must have copped a spray from Mason. Well, there's no try. Where did it go over the sideline? It went in touch in goal.
Yeah, it's Inu again on McManus there that saves the try. A really good hit on the ball. But I would say that's a lost ball against McManus in goal, so 20-metre tap.
Right there. White. 20 metres.
It's a 20-metre restart. Off the attacking side, in touch in goal. Mason leading the charge by the forwards, but the pass goes to the left side, and now they come back towards him. But Gidley is there to make the tackle with McKinnon. Now Ennis is taken by Gidley. And Snowden played on the 40-metre line. Barber to Eastwood. Eastwood taken by McKinnon and Roberts. And he's tidied up near the halfway line. Here it goes to Tolman. Tolman away to Pritchard. Pritchard on to Barber. Barber's taken by Gagai. And a penalty goes to Canterbury.
Robbie, 10 metres.
10 metres against Rocco it was.
There it is.
Robbie Rocco inside the 10. Now Hodkinson finds the line. 25 out. And here is James Graham. Put down by Snowden. He's been strong today. Then Reynolds, and now here's Jackson. Ran into the shoulder there of Gagai, or Leilua it was. Now it's with Eastwood. He has his legs taken by Gidley. Middle of the ground, 15 out. Graham got it to Tolman. And Tolman is held. And will play the ball down at the southern end of the ground. Ennis to Reynolds. Reynolds turns it back deep and they go for the corner. And Perrott is held. Was he able to get the ball down?
Easy to Darius. Don't need it. All the way back 10 metres.
So Boyd has played another master role in the second half.
5.
No doubt about it. Unable to ground the ball. Sam Perrott. What tackle are we on?
Last.
This is the last. So Hodkinson kicks into the corner to Nagama, and he's come up with the ball. Out to the 20. He sprints out. There's 4 or 5 of the Dogs not back there. They go to the side where they are offside, and it's with Gagai now, and he'll play the ball. 8 metres his own side of halfway. Over it comes now to Cuthbertson. Cuthbertson to the centre of the ground. 26-8 in favour of Newcastle over the Canterbury Bulldogs. McKinnon just inside 40. Third tackle gone for the red and the blue. Mullen goes out to Gagai, and Gagai gets it on then to Nguama, and he wants to play the ball. Canterbury want to put him over the sideline. Here it is with Mullen, Gidley, Mason. Mason swerves, got it, ball around the corner to Cuthbertson. That was a perler. Gidley onto Roberts. Roberts away. Leilua scores for Newcastle. Sit down, Andrew. You're not allowed to barracks.
Well, that was absolutely brilliant. The big fella, Willie Mason. That's how you get back at your opposition. I mean, if you've got a beef with him, come up with something magical like this. Watch Big Willie here. Watch this for a pass. Wooshka around the corner, brilliant. Cuthbertson out the back. Bulldogs in trouble. Lovely hands. Roberts, Leilua. That's all she wrote. The Knights will win at home today. That is brilliant football.
And Wayne has called Willie off. His try, his pass. And Joseph Leilua, the 21-year-old, scores, and Willie has been given, I believe, a big pat on the back by Wayne Bennett. He sprays the crowd. Bennett, no sooner had they scored, sent the message out, get Willie out of there. He's done his job, he's created havoc in more ways than one. And this youngster, Joseph Leilua, who's on report for a dangerous tackle. He's put a few misdemeanors together, Joseph, today, but he scores the try at the back of a wonderful piece of football.
Well, he sails close to the wind, Joseph. He puts him to the test. That's a lovely try, and a great response. You know, in a game that's heating up and tempers are starting to fray, to put his head down and come up with a play like that is brilliant.
Gidley then from the sideline. 21 out, 1 in, western side. And it's coming over the black dot. He's right on the tarmac. Straight down the middle. Beautiful kick from Gidley, 32-8. The Knights over the Dogs, 14 to go. The restart again at the recommencement of play after a brilliant try by Newcastle. Snowden. It brought the 8th Immortal to his feet. He was barricading for Newcastle. I could hear him in the background. Go, go.
It was great footy.
I love the commentary. Go, go. Here's Cuthbertson now. You can't knock him, can you? You can't knock him.
No, it's part of the game.
Here is Folonga, or Folonga, or however you pronounce it. You've come here with laryngitis today, Gus, with that big win against the Warriors. Cheering all night long. Freddie.
The great thing about that footy was it started from a 22 tap with the right side. Dane Gagai and Kevin Akwama made all that ground up the right-hand side. Then it come through the middle with Willie Mason and Cuthbertson with some beautiful offloads. And it was finished with the left-hand side. Joey Leilua. I thought it was BJ Leilua. But the left-hand side, they sealed the deal.
Mason is still smiling. Jeez, I tell you what. He'd be an excitement machine if ever he wins the lottery.
He'd talk underwater with him.
He's had the time of his life out there over the last 15 minutes. He's had a massive spat with Ben Barber. And I don't think Ben was the culprit, really, but he got involved in it.
He's down there with the kids now, leaning over the fence, signing autographs. He's had his little blow up. He's down there with the Bulldog fans and the Knights fans and playing nice. He's suddenly the gentle giant again.
That's right. There's 2 of him, and that's the gentle one. Here is Tolman. Down the right side for Reynolds to just shape the kick, and then he kicks it out on the full. He was going to kick, he wasn't going to kick, then he kicked, and he's punched it out on the full.
It's a good lesson for all young halves out there. Generally, your first thought is always the right one. You should never second guess yourself. Your first thought is to kick and kick.
Don't forget the Voice tomorrow night at 7:30.
You're right.
New to the first live final, the coaches get to save one of the artists, guaranteeing them a place in the next round. They save an artist, and then it goes over to you people that watch it to vote. The Voice tomorrow night at 7:30. 60 Minutes follows the block tonight. And here is Cuthbertson. He's been good, hasn't he, since he came on? Cuthbertson. Now Mullen goes back to Boyd, but it's been his second half. Darius made the way clear for one, scored one himself, saved another. This is Gagai, close to the line. Last tackle then for Newcastle with a commanding lead of 32-8. And Mullen puts a kick in. Here they go. And it's back there to Perrott is with the ball for Canterbury. And he wants a line dropout.
Yeah, it's great control and discipline there by Jared Mullen. This far in front could easily throw the ball sideline to sideline, chasing points. This is great practice for later in the year. It's kick away, builds pressure. Pinpoint kick here. This is beautiful. Look at the chasers. They're all on board the Newcastle Knights.
Newcastle receiving the ball from the dropout. Leilua playing the ball 20 metres out from the Canterbury line. It's with Snowden. And again, he rolls it up. How many times has he carried the ball? Can somebody have a look at their stats?
17 times.
17 hit-ups for Snowden. And here is Falongo going to Cuthbertson. Don't give up on him. You can now. 2 metres out from the line for Adam. And it's fed away by, it's an awful pass from Gidley for Roberts. Roberts comes back. He looks at them. They're disorganised, but it worked for them earlier. Tackled by Tolman and Ennis. And now for Mullen. He puts a little kick in. Look at Nagama. Nagama, he can't. Oh, it might. Well, no, it's knocked forward by Nagama. Robbie Rocco thought he had a second.
Take the set, mate. Take the set. Yeah.
So back to the 20 for the restart for Ennis to go immediately on to Tolman. Newcastle came into the game 6th on the ladder, just fractionally in front of where they were at the same time last year. And you really be amazed by that in itself, given what happened to them against Canberra. In fact, you guys preempted all of this today when I was watching the preview, talking about teams getting beaten by a country mile and coming out the next week and winning by the same margin. Now, did he knock it out? If he did, he must have knocked it backwards, according to the referee. I'm talking about Falongo. Here is Boyd.
They're going right to the 80th minute here today, the Knights. The coach has put some steel in them this week. They're not finished at all yet. And to me, the Bulldogs have probably lost touch now. They're sort of rolling through the motions.
Cade Snowden playing the ball. And Neville Costigan tackled 35 metres out from the Canterbury line.
Neville got a Josh Reynolds again. I think he's damaged his shoulder again there. Reynolds really dropped his head.
Roberts along the line for Mullen to kick, and getting the ball is Gagai. Gagai going for the line, gives it to Gidley. Gidley scores for the Knights. Yep. And they celebrate. They come from everywhere to join in the try celebration.
Jared Muller's left foot kicks all day have done the damage. But this time, I think you find it might be a right foot kick. Gets the ball 2 passes wide, and it is a right foot kick. And Gagai gets in the clear in the Great Wall replay and then finds his captain under the post. But the skill of Mullen here at full pace to drop the ball onto his non-preferred foot. And then Gagai gets through in the presence of mind to put his skipper over under the post.
He's a very special player, this Dane Gagai. I can remember when he was cut from the Broncos, and it was for disciplinary reasons. The Broncos coach Anthony Griffin actually rang me. He said, look, I've got to let a kid go, but he's extremely talented. He's origin potential. And if you get a chance to sign him, don't be turned off by the fact that we've released him. He said, I've got to release him because he's done the wrong thing. He said, but don't let that turn you off giving him an opportunity. He ended up coming to Wayne Bennett. Obviously, the Bronco connection there was strong, but he is a very special player. Very elusive, strong, fast, and in the words of Bronco coach Anthony Griffin, an origin player potential.
Isn't it amazing the number of players that have had problems off the field that have gravitated to Wayne Bennett? There's about 5 that I can think of in the Newcastle stable at the moment. As Gidley converts his own try, which was laid together very much by this man, Gagai, Dane Gagai. You go through that Newcastle stable, should I say roster, and you'll find that there's probably 5 or 6 that have had off-field problems that have gravitated to Wayne Bennett.
I think it's nice too that his coach that was actually administering the discipline and sacking him, still had concern for where he was going to go and was giving him a rap to rival clubs and saying, look, I've got to let him go, but don't let that turn you off. He's a great talent and a great kid. And he's both of those things.
Hold on, boys. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Easy. Easy.
They lost by 30 last week and they lead by 30 now. A 60-point turnaround.
He'd already started to run, that's all.
Which left the coach speechless. So he gave them the silent treatment.
Yeah, mate, no worries.
Put the team sheet up on Tuesday night and didn't talk to anybody.
Wait up, boys.
Shame there to Kate Snow dropping the ball down the first play. I think he's been one of the best for the Knights.
Arms over, pull him tight.
Reynolds refuses to give in. He feeds the scrum with one hand. Finucane. 10 away. Cassiano. Played back for Ennis and Gidley was out of the ruck. You heard the referee. And now Hodkinson, now Barber, now Morris. And Josh Morris playing the ball that close to the line. Barber, Jackson, Finucane tackled there, and it is back to Jackson, and he's lost the ball. And Newcastle have got it through for Longo. Now Rocco out the back for Gagai, and he's held just outside the 20-metre line. Under 4 minutes of the game to go. And that is a remarkable figure, isn't it? They lost by 30 to the Raiders last week. And they lead by 30 7 days later. How do you work that out? Mullen with this kick of his, and it's marked by Boyd. Here comes Nagama. Nagama's gone for the corner, turns it up and goes in to score another try for this wizard of a kid. When it comes to 4-pointers.
Try. Check Boyd onside, please, on the kick.
Yeah. Darius Boyd was through very quickly. They're checking the onside, and Kevin Nagama has gone down injured after scoring this try, clutching his knee, although he's asking to be pulled up now. He was probably panicking a little. Let's have a look. Mullen takes the time to get it on his left foot. Kick it, kick it, kick it, kick it, kick it. Yeah, it's okay.
It's okay. Only 1 foot has to be behind.
What's the skill here with Darius Boyd?
That's brilliant. Yeah. He's quick, this young lad, Nagama, too. Look at that. Catch and change direction in the one instance. He got a little bit of a trip there in the back plate. That's might have scared him with his knee, I'm sure. But that's a try.
Gee, he's had an imprint on this second half, hasn't he? Boy. It's a try for Kevin Nagama. That's his 9th try in 10 games. Where's this bloke been?
Well, he's got some good ones in front of him. There's a fella on the right when they're called Aquila Uate, who keeps him back, and they've got James McManus on the other one, and he's also a fullback, and they've got Darius Boyd there. So he's had very limited opportunities in the top grade, but when he does turn up, he usually bags a few tries. Great work there by Boyd. Look at that lovely pass, little soft one there, and the ability to change direction, catch with the one hand, and make his way to the try line. He's a try thief.
I think he's the fastest player in over 40 metres of the Newcastle Knights, considering the players they've got here. Gagai, Uate, we just spoke about.
What about the Fijian relay team? You'd have him, you'd have Corabetti, you'd have Uate, Jared Hayne.
Probably could have put Seven Asiva in there last year.
Would have been the starter.
No, he'd be one of the lead bags.
Well, they'd be that far in front, he could probably run the final leg and still get home.
Sorry, Petro. Gidley now taking the conversion attempt, and this miracle performance by Newcastle just careers on out of control. 44-8. The man of the match is Darius Boyd. The KFC, so good. Man of the match, and he was so good in the second half. He scored.
Stay behind.
He made tries, he saved tries, he's done everything. And he takes the KFC so good man of the match, the Newcastle fullback, to be the Queensland winger on June 5.
We're looking for another one, Rabs. You get the feeling. I want to send all these supporters home with a bigger grin, the Newcastle Knights.
Sim. 35 away. Ball's come out and they said play on.
Maybe not.
Picked up by Graham and given off then to Jackson, and Jackson is tackled just outside the 30-metre line. Well, the Broncos are going to meet Canterbury now, who've got an injection like Newcastle got against Canberra. You'll see that on TV next Friday night. And here's Roberts intercepting for Newcastle. Barber's after him with more speed. Roberts is failing and going to ground. Barber got him, tried to shovel him over the touchline. Reynolds is there as well. Roberts has got a leg problem. Canterbury have reset their line. Gaga. 10 seconds to go in the game. Mullen picking it up and flicking it back to Sim. Sims is the last man tackled with the ball. Full time. Newcastle have beaten the Bulldogs by 44 points to 8. Good night from the football. Enjoy your Sunday night with Channel 9.